Hi, welcome back to Good Morning KU. I'm Ulicia.
And I'm Emma. Well, this is our first show back from spring break. And how was it? How's your spring break?
Mine was pretty good. I actually stayed here for spring break. It was one of my roommate's birthdays. So we were able to kind of walk around Mass Street. It was really fun. You can see us right there. We all have little matching sashes on. Her parents came as well, so it was really great. What did you do for spring break?
I went home to Oklahoma, and I actually got to go back to my high school and visited a teacher. And the week before spring break at my high school is called Spine Week. It's a big kind of raising money for a local cause in Oklahoma, and they go all out, they decorate the school, and they do all these different dress-up days. So I got to go to the assembly, and it was a lot of fun. There's a lot of students there, so it was a lot of fun to do and to see all of my old high school friends. So I think now we're going to get into what the rest of our cast and crew did for spring break.
Yeah, first up we have Caroline. She actually went to breakfast with her grandparents from Massachusetts. They went to go eat at her dad's restaurant that he owns.
Okay, very cool. Next is Charlie. Him and his friends got to go to Panama City, which is a very cool place. I'd like to go to Panama City personally.
Next up we have Christina. She actually went dress shopping for her little sister's prom, which is really fun. I remember when I was in high school dress shopping with my friends and my sister.
Very cool. Next is Jacob and Ryan. They went on a camping trip with their frat, and it looked like a lot of fun.
And then it also looks like Ryan also went to a Olivia Rodrigo concert in Omaha. I've been to Omaha quite a few times. I love the city. It's really fun. And then Olivia Rodrigo is also a fantastic artist. I love her music as well.
Oh yeah, she is great, and I hear that the tour is pretty cool to go to. Next is Lorena, and she had a pretty chill spring break. She was working at Johnny's Tavern on St. Patrick's Day. She's got the green on, she's got the drinks. She looks like she's having fun.
Yes, and then next we have Saul. He actually went to Chicago. We could see by the green lake in the background. I actually saw a video of quite a few people jumping into that lake on St. Patrick's Day. I think that's like quite a way to spend your St. Patrick's Day.
That is a very fun way to spend your St. Patrick's Day, I think.
Yes.
And then lastly we have Grace, and this is her working stats at a baseball game for ESPN, which is very cool in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
So now that we're back from spring break, what are you thinking for classes now?
I mean, I think it's good to have kind of like a refresh, but also having the same classes that you had. It kind of gives you a chance to, get some grades up and kind of start new, but also like keep on working on what you were working on. How's your classes been so far?
It's good. Everything is we've only been back for, a day, and it's very chill. Midterms are over, and so I think now teachers are going to start getting a little bit more into, finals are coming up in a month and a half, which is always a really fun time for college students, and especially I'm a freshman, so this is my first time doing finals for a spring semester, so it's kind of scary.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely nerve-wracking. I think midterms were kind of good, though. It allowed us to kind of get a feel for what our finals are going to be like, and we did do finals last semester also, which was good. But what else are you kind of into? Have you been into March Madness that's coming up recently?
Oh yeah, my roommate and I are definitely getting into it. We have this huge kind of poster on our wall, and it's got the bracket for all of the teams. It's my first year doing it, so I don't know how accurate my bracket might be, but at least I can say, I made a bracket for March Madness, and my college was on there.
Yes,
so.
Who do you have winning for it?
Right now, I'm leaning towards UConn. But
Me
you never
too.
know. There definitely could be some underdogs that come back. Kansas could be one of them. You never know.
Yes, I definitely say UConn and Houston are going to be my top two. I think KU is actually going to do pretty good during March Madness. I think we might have a little issue when we play Purdue, though. That could be our biggest challenge.
Definitely. And Ryan and Charlie are going to be talking about that more during sports later. But anything else from us?
No, I think we're good. We're going to get back to news here in a second.
Here we see an ordinary man on an ordinary day. when suddenly, trash appears. What would you do if you were in his shoes? Would you be a bad citizen and simply ignore the trash? Or would you be a good citizen and pick the trash up? Here we see a trash can, a good citizen's greatest weapon. A good citizen will see litter, pick it up, and throw it away. Become a good citizen today.
National champions deserve a clean campus. Don't wait for other Jayhawks to pick up your mess. Keep the University of Kansas clean.
Welcome back, I'm Saul.
And I'm Jacob. This is your Tuesday Good Morning KU News Update. A volcano erupted suddenly in southern Iceland, prompting a state emergency due to threats to local infrastructure. It marks the largest eruption in the Reykjanes Peninsula since 2021. If the lava flow continues, it could reach the North Atlantic, posing risks of further explosions and dangerous gases upon contact with water.
Due to large spring break crowds, the city of Miami has implemented a curfew to tame spring breakers at the peak of the vacation season. Along with the use of a curfew, alcoholic beverages were prohibited from being sold after 6 p.m. Business owners have raised concerns claiming that the spring break restrictions have gone too far and are affecting business negatively.
A former Trump advisor has begun his prison sentence for ignoring a subpoena last year. Peter Navarro is the first Trump supporter to be jailed for contempt of Congress regarding the Capitol riots on January 6th of 2021.
Speculation over which actor will take the role of James Bond has been mounting once again. After reports British actor Aaron Taylor-Johnson has been offered the role, Daniel Craig starred as a British 007 spy for the past 5 Bond films. The next movie will be number 26 in the series.
Parading the streets of downtown Lawrence on St. Patrick's Day has been a tradition since 1988, meaning this year's parade was number 37. Contributions from individuals and local businesses all go to support local nonprofit children's organizations. The last 36 parades are reported to have raised over $1.2 million for Douglas County. Irish dancing and an Irish mile race are just part of the fun the parade brings.
With March Madness captivating sports enthusiasts across the nation, legally betting on basketball games is on the rise. The number of states allowing legal betting has continued to increase. This year, 38 states allow some form of betting. Rules vary per state, and some prohibit bets on home state college teams completely.
For more sports news, here are Charlie and Ryan.
After winning the first game of the weekend series on the road against Cincinnati, the KU baseball team dropped the next 2 to even up their Big 12 conference record at 3-3. Overall, the Jayhawks are 10-8 and will play Missouri tonight at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. First pitch is at 6 p.m.
The Jayhawks softball team swept Baylor this weekend at Oroka Ballpark to raise their conference record to 4-2. Overall, KU is now 19-7-1, including 6 straight wins at home. The softball team will also play Missouri this week with a 5 p.m. contest tomorrow night in Oroka Ballpark at Rock Chalk Park.
Big games versus Missouri. The men's golf team will compete in an All-American Intercollegiate today and tomorrow in Houston, Texas. The Jayhawks will compete against 19 other schools, playing 36 holes today and the final 18 tomorrow. That is a lot of golf.
Oh yeah. Senior Gabby Gibson broke the school record in the 100-meter hurdles at the first outdoor meet of the season in Orlando, Florida. Gibson ran 13:07, which is currently the number 1 time in the nation. Transfer Yvonne Moto was second with a time of 13:12, which ranks as the second best time in the country.
Also, KU's assistant coach Tom Hayes was named the Midwest Regional Men's Assistant Coach of the Year. Hayes coaches the pole vaulters and the high jumpers and saw Big 12 indoor conference titles and All-American place finishers in both events this indoor season.
And both the KU men's and women's basketball teams are going dancing this year. The men are a 4 seed and will head to Salt Lake City to play Samford on Thursday. The women are an 8 seed and will play Michigan in Los Angeles on Saturday.
That is great to hear. The tournament is officially in full swing. First games start tonight, the playing games. I mean, Selection Sunday was this past Sunday. A lot of teams, everyone's making brackets. I think I made the perfect one last night in my bed.
Oh, well, I mean, unless yours matches mine, yours is not perfect.
Who do you have? Let's start with this. Who do you have winning it all? Who do you have going all the way this year? Who's watching the confetti fall for the men's bracket?
I mean, obviously, I'm at KU, so I want them to win, but I just don't see that happening. This year, I see UConn going back-to-back. I mean, they're just undisputably the best team in the country, in my opinion. They're the #1 overall seed for a reason, and yeah, I mean.
Yeah, it's hard to pick against UConn for sure. I don't know. I really don't want them to go back-to-back. They have a couple tough games that I think they could lose. I hope they do, me personally. I think, and as an unbiased as I get, I really think Kansas does have a good chance this year. I know they've struggled at times, but this is the healthiest they've been in a long time.
True.
And when healthy, they have the best 4 starting players in the country. Like, in terms of starting lineups, they have 4 great guys. They have, Hunter Dickinson and McCullough, who's the greatest duo in college basketball right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's definitely a path. They kind of got a tough draw for their lower seeds, but overall, I feel like ending up in the Midwest, they definitely could have, ended up with a harder 1 seed. They end up with Purdue, who I think they match up well with if they can get there. But what about an underdog? You have a sleeper, maybe a team could go on a run? Like, what are you feeling here?
A team that's, kind of mid-tier seed, I think Nebraska really could.
Beating Houston.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Well, the thing is Nebraska can shoot the 3 very well.
It's true.
And, that's one thing that Houston struggles against. So if Nebraska can keep the tempo up and, get past the defense and shoot those 3s, I think they have a real shot at beating Houston.
That's a great point. I think less of a run, more of like maybe a 1-game upset. I really, as crazy as it sounds, I could see if I was forced to pick, a huge upset. I think Western Kentucky could beat Marquette.
Okay,
in the first round. I'm not saying I'm picking it in my bracket, but I'm going to throw it out there if we're talking big upsets.
Yeah.
Because Marquette's still fairly banged up. Their best player's hurt. Tyler Kolek's out. But Western Kentucky plays interesting. They play really fast. I don't know. Anything can happen. We'll see what happens. But that's kind of my mojo. In terms of one team maybe that could go on a run for me, it's tough this year. I like Yale, but Yale has a tough matchup with Auburn in the first round. So, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I need to go back, scan the bracket a little more before I come back with a real dark horse, and go to the Sweet 16. What about do you have I guess you already said Houston, going out early, but who do you have playing UConn in your championship game if you have them winning at all?
I think Kentucky has a real shot. They started off the season pretty slow, but they've come to full strength towards the end of the season, and I think they are really dangerous, especially as a 3 seed.
I mean, they're young though. Are you worried about that at all? Really young team. They've struggled in the past because of their youngness, but I mean, they're talented for sure.
I mean, they're young, but you also see a bunch of players from Kentucky that end up going to the NBA, so they clearly have the talent.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, you got guys like Rob Dillingham, who he clearly has not, shied away from the pressure.
Yeah, no, I saw a clip of him on the internet, and there was no celebrating when he saw a 3 seed. He was locked in. He knew that strictly business from here on out. So Kentucky definitely a dark horse team as a 3 seed that could come out of that region out there in the South. Anything else you want to add on? Any more March Madness conversation?
Oh boy. Well, I mean, it's my hot take, but I think Kansas is going out early. And,
don't say that. Not on here.
I'm sorry. It's just like this is the year that I think it's just not good.
Well, I really hope you're wrong.
I do too. Don't get me wrong.
That's all in the March Madness. Ending this on a terrible note, but that's all the March Madness conversation we have right now. We're going to be taking a break and then coming back with some weather when we return.
Good morning, KU. I'm Christina Green, here to give you your weather update for the day. Over the next couple of days, we have some pretty warm springtime conditions, but as we make our way towards the middle of the week, we will see our temperatures start to make a drop. And even towards the later half of the week, even into the weekend, we will see a chance for some rain start to return for us. If you stayed in Kansas over spring break, you might have seen a tornado touch down in Alta Vista, Kansas. This is a photo of it. It was rated as an EF2 by the National Weather Service. And lucky for us today in Lawrence, there's no chance of a tornado making its way through. As you see, it's really sunny and also warm out today too. We have our temperatures in the 60s today, and we do have some pretty strong winds for us today coming out of the southwest at about 15 miles per hour, and then even wind gusts coming in at a maximum of 25 miles per hour. But overall, it'll be pretty sunny and warm for us to start off spring. Spring doesn't officially start until 10 p.m. at night, but with temperatures this nice as we're celebrating a couple of hours early. We do reach our high today at 5 p.m. of about 70 degrees, which is really, really nice. And then at 7:30, we will see the sun start to drop, and then that's when temperatures will start to drop as well. We reach our low tonight of 37 degrees, and we do also have a wind, a really light wind out of the northwest coming in at about 5 miles per hour. So overall, it'll be a pretty clear and cool night ahead for us. Looking ahead at tomorrow though, we reach our high of 60 degrees, which is a bit lower than today as well. So we do have that cool down happening for the middle of the week, but our skies will remain mostly sunny. Here's a look at the cloud coverage over the next couple of days. So we have a pretty interesting pattern for today and for tomorrow. It's really, really clear for us here in Lawrence, just the entire state. But for Thursday and Friday, we do have some clouds making its way through. This won't come with rain for us, but we do have an intermission in clouds, and then directly after, those clouds will start to make their way back in. And this second wave of cloud coverage will come with some rain for us. So here's a look at what that'll look like precipitation-wise. For today and for tomorrow, really, really dry because there's no clouds out. And then for Thursday and Friday, we do have that cloud coverage making its way through, but with those clouds will not come with rain. We do have some rain to the south of us, even to the south of Wichita by the Kansas-Oklahoma border, but for us here in Lawrence, Thursday and Friday will be pretty dry. But Friday and Saturday, we do have that secondary wave of clouds making its way through. And then with that second wave of clouds, we'll bring some rain chances for us happening on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday as well. That's all we have for you today. Good morning, KU, and we'll see you next Tuesday at noon.